in the Black community, we have said there's a lot of innocent people in jail. And I did a video probably about a month or two ago, a report on exonerations. And in that report, it said that there's probably up to 49% of the prison population are innocent. And there's excessive amounts of innocent people that are Black that are sitting in these prisons. I've had trolls come to me and say, we are the most violent. Well, actually, that is what you're saying to me is hate. Number two, crime in the Black community has been on the decline for a couple of decades now, down 47%. And I had another troll say to me, well, the fact that most Black people are the prison population is proof that you're the most violent. No, that's proof of the systematic racism that has been going on in America for centuries. So let's see how it's done. Let's see how so many innocent people in our community end up in jail. I'm going to let this article speak for itself. See, I don't do hate speech. Now, I get accused of it, but I don't do hate speech, ladies and gentlemen. I get my information directly from the article that's put out in mainstream media, and The Hill is mainstream media. So if you have an issue with what I'm about to tell you, then you really need to approach The Hill that have put this information out about you. So let's get into this article. Probe found Florida police chief told officers to pin unsolved crimes on random Black people report. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why so many of our people are sitting in prison and haven't gotten the fair due process. They are poor and unable to get good legal defense, and these cops know it. This is why so many, not just in Florida, all around this country, are pinning crimes and falsifying police reports just to get Black people in prison. This came out July 12th, 2018. We always knew this was going on. But let's get into this article. And it was shared 14,870 times. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this video as much as possible. Because as I state, this ain't hate speech. This is an actual news article. The police chief in a small Florida town is accused of encouraging his officers to pin unsolved crimes on random nearby Black people so the department would have a better arrest record. So, ladies and gentlemen, that means it's all about money. Them arresting as many Black people as possible in the U.S. is all about money. So if they have a good arrest record at certain precincts, then they can get more money, more raises, more promotions at our expense. The Miami Herald reported Thursday, former Biscayne Park Chief Raimundo Estacino and two officers, Raul Fernandez and Charlie Diop, have been charged with falsely accusing a Black Haitian American teenager identified as TD. So it doesn't matter even if you are a Black immigrant. When you come to America, we're all Black. You are not something different. I know some of you come here and really believe you are. You are not. They will slap handcuffs on a Jamaican, a Haitian, a Black Cuban just as fast as they will slap them on a Black American. With burglaries to impress local officials in the village north of Miami shores. All have pleaded not guilty to the accusation. A trial date is set for later this month. The charges were part of a long history, listen to this, of targeting random people to achieve a spotless crime solving record before an internal investigation. In 2014, the Herald reported if they have burglaries that are open cases that are not solved yet, if you see anybody Black, listen to this, walking through our streets and they have somewhat of a record, arrest them so we can pin them with all the burglaries. Officer Anthony De La Torres said as part the probe. So any unsolved cases that they had, just find a random Black person that might have something on their record and pin this crime on them. That way now we have a good crime solving record. This ain't just going on in Florida, ladies and gentlemen. This is going on nationwide. They were basically doing this to have a 100% clearance rate for the city. For officers, a third of the tiny 12-man force admitted to an outside investigator that they felt pressured to file inaccurate charges. Now, Phil from the Advice Show had Officer Serrano. He said they were pressured in New York to go out and arrest Black males 14 to 21 years old. They didn't care if these folks had criminal records or not. Just get out there and grab as many of them as you can and arrest them. See, ladies and gentlemen, you going to jail is not about crime at all. And this article is very much revealing this. Okay, so this officer, De La Torre, is the only one that mentioned targeting Black people. But former Biscayne Park Village manager Heidi Sharanf told the newspaper that the orders given to officers were clear. The letter said police were doing a lot of bad things, which we know they do. They plant evidence, plant guns, plant drugs. We've seen these videos. We've seen the videos. And many of these officers that do these sort of things still have jobs and are gainfully employed as police officers. And in America, they can get fired and go right down the road and get hired by another precinct. It said police officers were directed to pick up people of color and blame crimes on them. Ladies and gentlemen, this article is blowing the lid off of many of the lies that have been told in this country for centuries about Black people. First, we got them making these random non-crime, non-violent phone calls. Now it is blowing the lid off of the cover showing you why so many Black people are sitting in jail. These cops are ordered to go on the streets to pick us up, blame us for crimes that we didn't do, falsify police reports, and put us in prison. If you didn't know how it was done, now you know. Now you know. This didn't come from Lisa Cabrera. This came from the Hill. Okay, so one officer abruptly resigned during the investigation in 2014 after a 2-year tenure with an impressive crime stat. Well, I would go back and look at that crime stat, being that this officer that resigned was in on picking up people of color and blaming them for crimes they didn't commit. I bet his record is not as spotless as you think. Only one of their 30 burglary cases had been unsolved, including 19 from 2013, the department boasted. You know, what they need to do is go back and review all of these cases. And if they pin these crimes on random Black men and women, all of those people need to be released from prison that don't belong there. And we know many of them don't belong there. In fact, I'm willing to say to all of you, I wouldn't doubt if the majority that are sitting in prison from the Black community don't belong there. Again, pay close attention to this article, share this video with as many people in our community so they now will have a clear understanding why their relative, their friends, and even themselves have been crimes pinned on them that they never even commit. Now you know how it's done. The year after his departure, not a single burglary case out of 19 was solved. So when this guy left, all of a sudden, these cases went unsolved. When he was there, he was just picking up random Black people on the street and telling them, you did this crime. TD, a teenager who had several previous run-ins with the cops, was charged with 4 previously unsolved burglaries. I bet you he didn't do none of them. The report cited no witnesses, fingerprints, evidence, confessions, or production of stolen property, the Herald noted. So they had absolutely nothing, but went ahead and pinned the crime on this guy anyway. The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office later dismissed all the charges against TD, including previous accusations of fleeing and eluding the scene of a crime and those related to a rape. So remember, this is the Haitian that they pinned these crimes on, and they had to dismiss all of the crimes because he did absolutely nothing. Now, if he was really the criminal that y'all are running around here saying he was, how come these crimes didn't stick? He was never formally charged with any crime. Encouraging or even demanding that public employees raise their performance level to meet the citizens' expectation is not an invitation for those public employees who cut corners or falsify documents. So, Churchman is accused of regularly making racist and sexist comments. The captain has said on several different occasions he doesn't want any niggers, fags, or women bitches working at Biscayne Park. Mm-mm-mm. This is a captain that said that, y'all. A captain. But we are supposed to trust the police. These are the same people that we are supposed to sit back and trust everybody. We're supposed to trust them at their word because they wear a badge and a gun. We should just automatically, yeah, right. In a statement to the Herald, he said it wasn't his responsibility to handle burglary cases or crime statistics. It is ridiculous to believe that I would encourage sworn officers to falsify crime reports and to pin crimes on innocent people when clearing crimes was not my responsibility, Churchman said. Oh, well, you kind of got busted, Captain Churchman. And it seems that these things were going on because you have an officer that resigned and you're under an investigation. And see, those things are not happening for no reason. Those things are happening because you were doing those bad things to Black people in the public. That's why it's happening to you. So I want to thank The Hill for putting this article out and informing many people in our community of how so many of our people are ending up behind bars over crimes they did not commit. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, make sure you thank The Hill for putting this article out. And I will thank The Hill as well. Leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And if you can support my channel, please do. It's always welcome. Peace, family.